YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So let's talk about how your light attracts everything to you, right? So I've talked about sometimes in my previous videos how if you're chosen, you have the light of Christ inside of you, that you attract a lot of things, people. You pretty much are made to attract anything. But also because you attract anything, these things could be good, but they could also be bad. They could also be evil, in the form of evil people, in the form of, it could be things like drugs. It could be things that are evil, right? And the reason this happens is because you are a light. You're gonna have things coming to you, whether these things are good or bad. It doesn't matter what it is, but you're always gonna attract something in your life, right? And if you're watching this video, you probably already know that you have the ability just to have things form in your life just really quickly, and it's really weird, to the point where you're like, wait, I was just thinking about this thing and now it's in my life. Like, how does this happen, right? This all happens because since your light is so bright, you're just this bright light, people are going to see whether these people are good or bad. They're going to want to talk to you, right? And since you being like empathetic, you being a kind person, you're going to attract people who are kind of evil, right? Because they're going to see you. They're going to be like, oh, this person's empathetic. This person looks like they're tolerant of things. This person looks graceful, right? So I'm going to go around this person. This person's going to be kind to me, right? So I can kind of use them, right? And that's just a sad reality. You'll attract negative things, but also you attract a lot of good things, right? This is why you probably had moments to where like your finances went to zero, and then you're like, there's no way I'm going to be able to pay for the things I need to pay for. Then all of a sudden you just get a lump sum of money just from somehow you just make it in like any avenue, whatever it is, you just make it. Like, you could literally like be desperate for some money and you're like, how am I going to make this money, right? And God doesn't let you go to like illegal things for money. He doesn't let you go to temptations. Like if you're someone who's like drug dealing because you're desperate, right, to make some money, he doesn't let you do that. But you'll just end up somehow getting money. Like you might just like invest in like a stock or like a crypto, and all of a sudden the one that you picked so happened to go up as soon as you put your money into it. It went up like hundreds of percents, right? Or something like that. Or like you just end up somehow, somebody offers you like a high amount of money to do like a simple job or something like that. You'll just find something like that, right? This all comes from your light, because whenever you walk around, people could feel you. You just kind of affect the atmosphere around you. You just affect it, right? So people can see the God in you. So whenever people look at you, they'll randomly get inspired to like say something in a way, and that's God speaking through them. So you've probably had people just randomly like, say you're like stressing about something, right? Like whether that's money or your health, and randomly some stranger will just be like, hey, like I'm having this thing to where like this thing in my house needs work done. I'll pay you like 2,000 or something. It's just something easy. They're like, I need you to fix that thing or something. You'll just find something like that, and you're like, wait, when did this happen, right? This is how your life is going to be. You're going to attract things to you. You're going to attract good and bad things to you, right? And the trick is, for when the bad things come to you, is to not let these things in, right? Whatever these bad things are. So if these temptations come to you, you're going to know because of God, like it's not good. You're going to feel convicted. You're just going to feel that it's not good to do. You're going to be like, no, I shouldn't do that. That's not going to work out. Like that's not right? And this is also what's created a lot of suffering in your life, because you're this light. You're always going to be noticeable. So you're always going to be kind of like this target, right? Whether you're a good or a bad whether they're good or bad, you're always going to be like this target. You're going to be a target for good or bad, right? You're just going to have to choose God's way. You're going to choose the holy way, right? The just way. Because you probably had offers from a lot of other people, or like things. They're just like, I want you to be here. You could do this. You can make a lot of money. You could do this. But you kind of know that it's like wicked. So you're like, I can't be doing that, because you feel convicted. It doesn't feel right. Or you've had people come up to you and just like offer you stuff that's good. They're like, hey, let's team up and do this. Like it's something good. And then like you end up making like money off that, or whatever it is, right? Just know that you truly do have the ability to attract everything. And the Bible says life and death is in the power of the tongue. So because you're a person who likely you speak life everywhere you go. This is what causes these things to happen to you, like these good things, is you'll say it out, and whenever you speak, these things will start to manifest, right? So whenever you speak life, you speak about wealth. If you start speaking about wealth, you start speaking about abundance, right? If you want to be prosperous, you start speaking about it, and then all of a sudden you'll get these opportunities to make money, right? Or if you start speaking about health, you keep saying health, like good health, and all of a sudden your health switches and gets better. You end up getting healthier. It just, everything that you speak, that's how your light works, right? Whenever you speak, that's what's going to manifest. So if you start speaking death and negativity, those things are going to start to form, right? Because you have the power to speak life or death. This is why you have to be really careful about what you say, because what you say has a lot of power because of the spirit behind it, right? Because it comes from God. So you kind of have the ability to like command things with your voice. Whenever you say it, it kind of like commands things to change. It's just how it is. But that power comes from God, right? It's God's power. He just speaks through you. So whenever you're living in your life and you start speaking certain things, don't be surprised if the said thing that you're speaking of happens, right? It just randomly starts happening. Like, you probably had a situation where you were talking to your friend about like just joking around, right? You're like, oh yeah, what if we just find like $1,000 on the ground or something? Like, that'll be super funny. You say it as a joke, then all of a sudden the next day you find $1,000 on the ground. And I'm not even joking, like these things happen. And so you might be like, wait, what? That's how you are. Literally, whatever that you speak, if you truly speak it, and if you speak in a way that's with no desire, it's just kind of like jokey in a way. Like, you just say it, right? You don't say it like you truly desire, like you have to have it in like desperate. You just say it in a jokey way. All of a sudden, like, you'll have that said thing. And that's the thing I've had to learn a lot too, because anytime I've ever truly like really wanted something, like desired something, I just couldn't get it for some reason. I'm just like, wait, I want it so bad, but my life is showing the opposite, right? God does not want you to desire anything as it idolizes things, right? Because you're not supposed to idolize anything. Even the greatest things in the world, you're not supposed to idolize, right? Because you're putting these things as so important, they're above God. And we know that everything in the world is fleeting. It doesn't truly matter, right? Like, after you die, like, none of these things matter. So you're not supposed to put anything on a pedestal. You're not supposed to put anyone on a pedestal. And when you do start putting things on a pedestal, God is not going to let you have these things that you're idolizing them. And God being a jealous God too, you're putting anything above him, you're going to anger God, right? Because God doesn't like you putting anything above him, because you're going to ruin your own life if you do. Because we know if you ever idolize anyone, you're idolizing something that's not unlimited, like a human, right? The person who God put his breath in their lungs, right? They can only breathe because of God, just like everybody. We can only breathe because of God, right? So why idolize people? Or why idolize a thing that could get destroyed, whatever it is? Like, money is just a thing, right? But yeah, just know though that you're created to just attract things. You're not created to completely desire and chase after and need, desire. That's not how you're supposed to be. That's not how you are, right? That's why as soon as you probably stopped desiring said things and you're just grateful for what you had, and you just kind of living life, and all of a sudden, like, good things just keep coming your way, right? And you start to be able to discern what's good and bad and everything, and you're just like, wait, hold up, something's weird about this, right? That's how it is. You're not created to chase anything. You're not created to run after everything, because the more you run after something, the more it's going to run away. It's going to go. See, you can't be doing that. And as we know in the world always talks about chasing things like money, chasing relationships, chasing all these things, right? All these fleeting things. The more you chase, the more it's going to run away. It's going to get even harder and harder, right? You're only made to attract. You're supposed to attract things, right? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just know, if you've been in a position to where you're like desperate for said thing, just know if you're desperate for something, it's even less likely you're going to get that thing, right? it's gonna make it even worse. Frustration is gonna come out, anger is gonna come out. It breeds sin when you're desperate for something, because you kind of idolize it. You're like, I need it, when you really don't need it, right? But as soon as you stop idolizing these things and be like, okay, I'm alright if I don't have it, like it's not that big of a deal, all of a sudden then you start getting it. And then once you do get it, you still see it as like, you don't see it as too big of a deal, right? Like it makes you happy, but you're like, hey, I got it, like it's nice. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Of course, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and if you're not subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe. All right, God bless you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.